Um, so as I was saying about Jesus making wine, people will still be critical of what you see on video. Even if they look at the video footage of Jesus on the cross, they will still make comparison of what it looks like with a different situation. With, like, for instance, when he was making wine, or any other situation where it was still fresh, and they'll be like, "Man, I don't believe that's Jesus." You know what? I don't believe that that is Jesus. Such is the logic of a skeptic, folks. When you want to be a skeptic about anything, you will find a reason to be skeptical. But would it not really, if I could, enthuse you to think about this a little closer? Would it not interest you, Mr. Skeptic, to maybe take some time to really make an introspection into whether or not the Bible stands true in what it says, or in any manner that it is written? What if everything, contents that are written in the Bible, happen to be true? I believe there, but for you, because you're a skeptic, what if they are true? What do you stand to lose, really? Because in my view, in my own opinion, I stand to lose nothing as far as I'm concerned. And the reason I chose to be a believer was because, if anything, the concept of a God who accepts me for who I am, regardless of my mistakes, regardless of how many times I mess up, being a sinner, having to reckon myself with who I am and what I am, a sinner, yet is willing to constantly forgive me. Regardless of that, I'm not defined by what I am, but I'm defined by who he is and his ability to freely give me an opportunity to accept him, and my willingness to submit to that. Sounds fair enough. What do I have to lose? It's not like he wants me to pay him or anything. I'm not going to pay him with my soul or anything like that. I'm not selling my soul to him in any way. Salvation sounds like, hey, freely give, I shall freely receive. Human beings do betray us a lot of times, but yet we somehow find ourselves being their friend. Why do we still find it easy to keep on trusting people, but we can't trust a God who's willing to forgive us regardless, who loves us unconditionally? What do you have to lose? I mean, the concept of a God who loves unconditionally, for me, just really sounds like it's a no-brainer. I mean, my godliness really saves me from eternal damnation. I really stand nothing to lose. But what do you have to lose? What if it's true? If anything, it really takes nothing away from me, but enhance my life in a lot of different ways. If you're married, and for those who are married, and your wife has to like comes up to you or something, and you've had a lot of experiences with this person, you've taken out on a lot of dates, you have children, you have a family, or whatever, you have a history, and that person, your spouse, says, "Prove that you love me." How would you do that? Because you can't really prove love. I mean, really, you can't really prove love. Love is not something that you can prove. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there aren't nice things that you can do for people. There are nice things you can do. You can take them out, you buy them flowers, whatever. If you're a guy, you'll be like, "Hey, I gave you children, I did this, I gave you a ring, I gave you a wedding." A lot of things. I don't know. I cook for you? But that's not really what she's asking, though. That's not really what she's asking, Because how do you actually really prove something that is based on a relationship, something that is based off something that you experience, something that depends on something that's a lot more deeper than physical things that we do? Because you see, that's the thing about God, is that our beliefs on God is not really based off what we can prove. It's really based off a relationship process. A relationship that I have to totally give myself to, in trusting and knowing and fully believing in his promises. A belief system that is based on human experiences. Relationships require us to submit something of ourselves and sacrifice something of ourselves. I already given an example of the fact that God loves us unconditionally. There are no conditions to that. His love and mercy is free. So therefore, what does he want in return? Simply receive and submit myself in that relationship. You can't prove a relationship. I can't prove my experiences, my personal experiences, my personal relationship with God. That's not something that I can do. That's something that you have to experience yourself. So questions like, can you prove God exists as such? I just find them ridiculous and useless. You know? So what do you really have to lose? I'm just asking. But hey, that's me.
Okay.